Last time, Jackie was born in Big Bear Valley. She left. The nest fell, and somewhere out there, an unnamed male was heading toward a tree he had never seen. This time, the camera goes up, and the world starts watching.
Hey everyone, welcome back to Scape News and episode 2 of our Big Bear Eagle series, The Nest. Last episode, we went all the way back to the beginning where Ricky staying when every other eagle left, Lucy joining him, and the hatching of Jackie. The first bald eagle ever documented born in Big Bear Valley. If you missed that one, go back and watch it first. The link's right here in the description. Today, we are meeting the person who made sure the whole world could catch what happened next. Her name was Sandy Steers. And without her, none of the story gets told the way it did. Before we get into it, subscribe if you haven't already. Hit the notification bell. And if you enjoy what we do here at Scape News, please consider a channel membership. It generally helps. And as always, be safe. All right, let's go.
To understand why the Big Bear Eagle Cam exists, you have to understand the woman who built it. Sandy Steers had studied aerospace engineering at Purdue University. She had worked at NASA's Edwards Air Force Base. She had earned a biology degree at UCLA. She had guided boat tours in the Galapagos Islands. She had survived cancer, not once, but twice. And then she came to Big Bear Valley. And she stayed. In July of 2001, Sandy Steers co-founded a nonprofit organization with Pat Klaus and Roman Silberfeld. They called it Friends of Fawnskin, named for the small community on Big Bear Lake's north shore where the eagles would eventually nest. The mission was environmental awareness and protection in Big Bear Valley. The organization was 100% volunteer-run, funded entirely by donations and merchandise sales. Over time, the name changed to Friends of Big Bear Valley, reflecting a broader mission that now covered the entire valley. But the work that would make Sandy Steers known around the world had not started yet. That started with a camera and a tree. By 2015, Sandy Steers had been watching the eagles at Big Bear Valley for years. She had watched Ricky and Lucy nest. She had watched Jackie hatch and fledge. She had watched the pair move to the Jeffrey Pine after the dead tree nest blew down. And she had an idea. What if the world could watch too? The plan required permits from the United States Forest Service because the nest was on federal land inside the San Bernardino National Forest. It required years of planning and fundraising. It required specialized equipment designed to observe without disturbing. And it required someone willing to climb 160 feet up a living tree. Not a standard lift. Not standard climbing equipment. A specialized biological tree climber. Someone trained to ascend a living tree without damaging it. Without disturbing the nest. Without leaving a mark. Because the nest was 145 feet off the ground. And the only way to get a camera up there was to go there and climb that massive Jeffrey Pine. In October of 2015, after years of planning, fundraising, and permit negotiations with the United States Forest Service, a specialized biological tree climber began ascending the Jeffrey Pine. The camera system Sandy Steers had chosen was an Axis Communications network camera with 10 times optical zoom. It had infrared illumination for night vision, so the eagles could be observed 24 hours a day without any visible light disturbing them. It had a highly sensitive microphone that could capture eagle calls, rain, wind, and even the sound of the battery recharging. And it ran entirely on solar power. No external power lines. No cables running to the nest. Nothing that would mark the tree as anything other than what it was, a home. The camera went live. For the first time in the history of Big Bear Valley, anyone in the world could look into that nest. That first season, 2015 into 2016, Ricky and Lucy did not use a camera nest. They had an alternate nest, about a quarter of a mile away. more sheltered, less exposed. They had used it before, and that season, while the camera waited in the Jeffrey Pine, Ricky and Lucy raised 2 chicks at the alternate nest. The observers named them Moonlight and Sky. The camera nest sat empty, but the infrastructure was in place. The permits were secured. The solar panels were charging. The microphone was listening. The camera was ready. The world just did not know it yet. In 2016, a female eagle arrived at the camera nest. She came with a mate, a male the observers called Mr. B. Together, they settled into the Jeffrey Pine, the same tree Ricky and Lucy had moved to after the dead tree nest fell. The camera was watching, and nobody realized it yet, but this female eagle was not a stranger. Jackie had come home, the first bald eagle ever documented hatching in Big Bear Valley. The chick that Ricky and Lucy had raised in the dead tree nest had returned as a full adult to the exact tree her parents had moved to after that first nest fell. She had no way of knowing a camera was watching her. She had no way of knowing that millions of people would eventually watch her through that camera. She had simply come home. Jackie and Mr. B nested together through 2016 and 2017. Their first season produced no eggs. Jackie may not yet have been at full breeding maturity. But in 2018, everything changed. 2 eggs, 2 eaglets. The first chicks ever raised on the Big Bear live camera. One of them, a chick the viewers named Stormy, fledged successfully. The first eaglet ever raised on the Big Bear live cam to take flight. And the people watching that camera, the ones who had found it, who had told their friends, who had stayed up through the night to watch the incubation, felt something they had not expected to feel about a bird they had never met. They felt proud. Sandy Steers had put a camera in a tree, and somehow, without anyone planning it, it had turned strangers into a family. The Big Bear Eagle Cam was no longer a local wildlife project. It was a community, a global one. Stormy fledged, the first eaglet ever raised on the Big Bear live cam, gone in a single morning, into skies that did not have cameras. And Jackie and Mr. B settled in for another season. But something had changed at the edge of the frame. A shape at the perimeter of the nest tree. A male eagle that was not Mr. B. He was younger. He was watching. And he had a quality that the cam watchers noticed immediately. Not aggression. Exactly. Something quieter than that. Patience. The kind of patience that does not ask permission. The kind that simply waits. Mr. B saw him. Jackie saw him. And somewhere in the logic of the wild, a decision was already being made that none of them could take back. This has been episode 2 of The Nest. Episode 3 is already in works. Shadow's full story. The brutal seasons, and the moment that turned this nest cam into a global phenomenon. Link is right there on your screen. Subscribe, hit the bell, and drop an eagle emoji in the comments if you're following Jackie's recovery. We will see you in episode 3. As always, be safe and talons crossed.